AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Welcome to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while loving a political intrigue and wishing we could experience knarting for the first time through this book. Stack our shells with the clinches out. Shout it from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud. Hey, HBs. Happy early Halloween. I hope you're looking forward to wonderful trick-or-treating, raucous parties with friends, or just curling up with tea, pumpkin cookies, and some excellent smut. This week on the bonus feed, Sabrina and I are getting ridiculous with more BuzzFeed quizzes. K-pop demon hunters, getting heated about nonsensical food groupings, and way too much cackling is in store for you. It's a great time. That's this Friday on our Patreon and Apple Podcast subscription. All right, all of you know that this podcast runs because of our Patreon community. And I've got a group of wonderful people to shout out who support us there. Thank you for being part of our Patreon. Brigitte C., Patty VCK, Conchi S., Anya, Melissa L., and Tess. You truly are the hottest little Sex Pistons, and everybody knows it. If you're considering joining our Patreon or Apple Podcast subscription, you can for as little as $5 a month for weekly bonus episodes. Our Patreon also offers early and network ad-free public episodes, monthly live events, and so much more. Now, this week, Sabrina and I are jumping into Ali Hazelwood's debut paranormal romance, Bride. Here we go. Sabrina, do we remember how to do this?
Melody, I literally had the thought. So you remember how sometime earlier this summer we were like, man, we're just out of our groove. We haven't done this in a while. We're out of practice, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I literally sat down this morning and went, oh no, I think there's no way Melody and I aren't out of practice again. It's been 2 weeks on the dot. If not, no, longer. I don't know.
Look, we can't math on a calendar like that right now. Come on.
Calendar math is the devil's math.
Yeah, no,
and I've never understood not wanting, like, usually I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I go to hell, all my friends are going to be there too, so that's fine.
Sure.
No. Calendar math makes me go, oh, the devil is real. Hell is a bad place. Like,
totally. Totally.
As a human, as a neurodivergent, as a programmer, fucking A. Anyway. It's been a while.
So it's been 2 weeks because you've been somewhere else in vacation.
Oh my God. I had a little vacation.
You saw the spoons. You saw Hootsuite. Who did you see? Why can't I?
Melody, you are
Why can't I
so
remember
precious to
who
me.
It is.
I am on a metaphysical plane. I am cradling your cheeks and just looking at you devotedly.
Thank you.
Because your
support means everything.
You're just so cute. I saw Sleep Token. It was
amazing.
I was close.
Yep. Come on.
What'd you say? Toot Sweep? Was one of, I don't know. Anyway, no, it was amazing. I got to meet one of my closest friends in person who I actually met. Listener, this is how you know dreams come true and podcast friends, internet friends are real friends. I got to meet one of my friends who I met in the HB cult, God, what, 6 years ago? 7 years
Something
ago?
like
I don't
that.
know. Before the cult
Minimum.
was more than 200 people. Like back in way back in the Gab. We met then, and then we ended up in a little, HB group of friends that we play like D&D regularly and like whatever. But like, I don't know, me and my best friend. But yeah, no. So I got to meet them in person, and it was amazing. And we're both like the same flavor or like complementary flavors of neurodivergent. Where like there were times where they're like, I'm going to bed, and I was like, okay, I'm not, and they just got to live their life, and I just lived my life, and it was great. But the point of the trip was the Sleep Token concert. Melody, I don't have words to tell you how incredible this show was.
Oh, I love it.
I find that with a lot of metal bands, which like Sleep Token. Have you ever listened to Sleep Token, Melody?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, they're metal, but it's like alt metal. I'm bad at genres, but like there's, aggressive guitar things and screaming and loud music and all of that jazz that you typically associate with metal. But it's also just, at one point we were in the pit. We were one person away from the stage, one row away from the stage. Erica literally got in line at 7 a.m.
Terrifying. Okay, wow.
Yeah, and then we hung out in line until we went in. And I don't even have words. Like, I liked Sleep Token, and then Erica was like, do you want to come to Minneapolis for the show? And I was like, yeah, sure. So then I liked Sleep Token even more because I was listening to a lot of them in prep for the show. And then you ever just go to I love live music, period. I don't care what it is. I literally tell everybody that I know, if you're paying for it, I will go with you. I literally don't care what it is. As long as they're not like actively doing harm, like they're not actively racist or actively homophobic or actively bigoted or if I'm not going to get hate crimed walking in the crowd, I don't care. If my schedule is, I just love live music. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what genre or whatever. One, I understand why people make jokes that Sleep Token fans are in a cult, because I literally walked out of the show and looked at Erica and went, I think that was the closest I've come to a spiritual experience in a long time. But there was one point where I was just standing in this crowd of people jumping and like bouncing and like throwing their hands up and like singing along, and like it was an incredible show. The stage, the set was incredible, but I was just standing there with my hands like tucked up to my face. I keep a bandana around my neck at shows so I can like wipe sweat off my face and things like that if I need to. And I was like holding the bandana to my mouth and just like staring up at this man like he was my messiah. And I was like, just tears were like,
oh my god!
And I was just dead still, just staring up at this man.
Oh my god!
Like, oh, I've connected with this music on a level that I wasn't prepared for today.
Metaphysical, y'all.
Here we go. And and it was so funny because literally everybody around me. Oh my god! Actually, this is my lady love. I'm not gonna fucking talk about this aspect of it. But just know that. Well, I'll just give you the sneak peek. My fucking lady love. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You're gonna be disciplined today, Sabrina.
I'm keeping my lady love to myself. It's mine. Nobody gets to know until it's time to go. Anyway, yeah.
Well, and meanwhile, I forgot to send you pictures, but while you were gone, I got to see Kim and Alexis. And so I drove into the city.
I had no fucking idea.
I know.
Like, they fucking posted something, and I was like, all of my closest loves are finagling.
Yeah, more HBs that we've met through podcasts and have been friends with for years. I met them both for the first time 2 years ago when they came to I met both of them for the first time, similar to you and Erica. It wasn't like a, hey, how's this going to go? It was a, they're coming to stay at my house for a long weekend.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And it was the best. But yeah, I got to see them. And it was so wonderful.
What did
We
y'all
did
do?
nothing. It was the best. I drove into the city. I got parking. And then I went up to Kim's hotel room and we just like shot the shit for hours. And then Kim was craving a fish boil or like a seafood boil. And so we went to that place and we ate. Wow.
Fish boil.
We really, what?
Well, I'm laughing at the phrase
it was
fish
served
boil.
in a bag.
No, I know exactly. I live in Louisiana. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I'm just laughing at calling it a fish boil.
Well, I don't know what it's called. A seafood boil?
Yeah, that's fine. That works just fine. But
because there were no fish.
No, there
available.
are no fish in that.
No, not in that their boil.
There's hard fish, hard crunchy fish. If you count a shell as a crunch.
No,
because you're a psychopath.
Anyway, and then after that, we just walked straight back to the hotel room. I somehow, in the midst of that conversation, I started telling them the plot of The Fourth Wing, the Empyrean franchise. Mm-hmm. And it was one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. Because all of their questions were totally on point. And then we just like hung out in the hotel again, and I almost had to pay more for parking because all of us lost track of time. That's all. It was perfect.
That sounds like absolute perfection.
Yep.
I think that totally reminds me. You're gonna laugh so hard. So we stayed in Minneapolis. I saw my first NHL hockey game.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
God,
I'm so sorry.
Blew out my brains. Wow.
I'm so sorry. I was so excited.
I get it. It is.
I saw my first NHL hockey game.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I didn't know that was on the docket. Cool.
Yeah, no, the Wild had a preseason game against the Jets, and two of my other close friends are in Winnipeg, which is where the Jets are from, and so really,
awesome.
I was having a whole lot of feelings. I cried at the hockey game too. I also tried mini donuts is that a thing for you? Have you ever had a mini donut?
Yeah, like a gas station donut?
No.
And not like a donut hole?
No, not a donut hole. I was at the listener.
They're just teensy.
I'll send you a picture. I forget that you and I aren't friends on Snapchat. I really wish that you were a snapper.
Yeah, I can't do a Snapchat.
I know. I just
wouldn't be able to.
Everything that I do.
That's where you do all of your like daily updates, the little tiny things.
Yeah, like just as I have
the daily
thoughts,
minutia.
As I have thoughts, it goes up, and because it's Snapchat, it's only there for 24 hours, and then it disappears into the nether. But which I love the
freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not even the freedom. It's just like, if you interact with it, you do. If you don't, you don't. And that's fine. But anyway, the point is I'm going to send you a picture. I'll see if I saved it. If not, I think Erica's going to another game sometime soon. And I'm going to make Erica get mini donuts and send me a picture of mini donuts. They look like buttholes, but they are just the most delicious. I literally, Melody, I ate so many good foods. I had a real cheese curd for the first time in Wisconsin. We went to Wisconsin, but I had so many delicious foods, and I literally dreamed about those donuts. They were the best sweet treat I may have had in a hot minute. They were so good. Hey, listener, I also feel like we need to give you the disclaimer that not only have Melody and I not recorded in 2 weeks, we also haven't friend chatted in 2 weeks.
We've just been like barely texting, maybe.
We had barely, like hardly at all. Basically, our entire chatting has been in HBHQ about like
business stuff,
HB pod admin stuff.
Yeah. I send videos there too, so you can always get a little taste of what's going to go up on the social media.
So I do get notifications. The only social media of ours that I get notifications about nowadays is Blue Sky, because I actually have Blue Sky downloaded to my phone. And so I'll get like a notification that like so-and-so shared this or so-and-so liked this. That's a great point. If you ever want to interact with one of us directly, listener, really the only way that's going to happen is if you message us on Blue Sky, or our beloved Francis lets us know
that
you messaged us.
Or if you ever want to talk to me directly, it's pretty much only email. It's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I pop into the Instagram comments,
only
but that's
then.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
I'll
I'm
pop
real.
in occasionally, but like consistently, it's going to be email for Melody. It should be me as well. I'm working on that.
Whatever.
Or Blue Sky. I'll see it on Blue Sky. Anyway, no, I'll get like notification that something went up and I'm like, I wonder what Francis posted and somebody liked enough to share, and I'll go like look at it and I'll just watch it and I'll be like, oh man, look at me and Melody. We're so cute. I love Melody so much. And in my head, I'm sitting there thinking about how much I love you. Do I message you? No.
No, I'm interacting with you all the time because I'm
Why would I
editing
do that?
you. But I'm not actually
Yeah.
formally interact. You have no idea. But
you have no idea that I just sometimes go into our Google Drive where you do put videos, or I'll go into WhatsApp and I'll just watch like 15 videos in a row because I miss you or I'm lonely. And that's a really intense hit of wow, look how happy I was. Not that I'm not happy now, but you know.
Nice.
Anyway, somebody had the gall, the nerve to remind me that it was almost 2026. How fucking dare you?
Wow, mean.
How dare you remind me of the endless and unfeeling, uncaring march of time.
Mm-hmm.
Inevitable. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of inevitable, that's not a segue. There's nothing to do with it. I'm just pushing us into the book. Hey, Mel.
Hey.
Listener. Okay, hi, listener. We're hard. It's not even a segue. It's a hard.
It's a hard left turn right into Booktown.
We're just taking a seat. A hard right turn because this was such a good fucking choice.
Man.
Okay, listener, we were trying to figure out what the fuck we were going to do for Halloween. I had big plans. Unsurprisingly, I did not follow through with them because I was going on a trip, and I love y'all, but I need a fucking vacation.
Yeah.
So I just kind of checked out without doing any of the things that I intended to do before vacation. So like I was literally on my flight back when Mel was like, I remember I was on the Skylink at Dallas Fort Worth when I saw your text message and started like thinking about this. And I was on my layover and Melody was like, hey, what are we recording on this week?
And should we not record this week? Should we do it next week?
No, that came later. That came later. And it was the hottest thing that you've done in a hot minute. And so we were trying to figure out what the fuck we were going to do. And then it was like, you know what? Let's just not stress about it, because I was like, well, I can put up a poll real quick. We can do blah, blah, blah. And then we looked up like Halloween books. And one of the recommendations was Bride by Allie Hazelwood. And the second book in the series literally came out that day on October 7th. And I was like, what if we did Bride?
And I was like, sounds like everything I want, marriage of convenience, etc. I mean, it taught so many people, so many newbies about knotting. Yeah.
Melody, when I tell you I guffawed out loud at the cliffhanger that if you're not a regular reader of something that involves like knotting or paranormal or whatever, the end of that chapter was like such a cliffhanger. And like
I didn't even notice that. You're right.
It was
because I mentally went to
immediately.
Actually, you know where I went? I went to Shadowtown. I went to that book where it's the monster book in Shadowlands. Shades of Sin. Where she can't take his knot. That's where I went. That's where I went in my mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd forgotten about that completely. But yeah, no, I knew that this would, because it's Allie Hazelwood. I knew that a ton of people read this book who have never, ever read anything but like women's fiction / romance.
Like,
everything's contemporary.
Yeah,
like the
contemporary
contemporary novels. And reading this book from that point of view, but knowing, being on this other side of the wall, like it was like, I kept being like, you know what's happening next? And like that person was like, no, I have no idea what's happening. I'll be like, his dick's about to blow up. You have no idea. It's about to be a goddamn balloon. What are you talking about? It was treated with such like
kid gloves.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I loved it.
It was precious. It was a fun experience. This was also like, this was so fun. What a fun world. A fucked up world, but like what a fun world. I also, it's a good thing we're out of Sherlock Holmes. times.
Boy, oh boy.
I didn't. I was
clue.
blindsided.
No clue. I was just as surprised as the characters were.
Same. Looking back,
Totally.
I see the hints that were dropped, but I was not picking up what Miss Hazelwood was putting down.
Yeah. Also, I'm 2 chapters into Mate, so.
I have Mate too. I'm about to I want to start it, but I have officially hopped out of my historical rabbit hole because I am
welcome to the world.
I am 8 books into a new alien author that I found.
Yeah. That's the one.
Lesbian aliens. There was lesbian aliens in the 6th book of that series. Oh.
Fun.
No, I'm more than 8 books in if that was book 6. Never mind. Mm-hmm. But anyway, lesbian aliens. It was fun. Yeah. It was a romp. I really enjoyed myself. Ivy Knox, if you have ever read them, but it was delightful.
Yay.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Anyway, the point of this is that Bride was fun, and I think that we should hop into it.
I loved it. Yeah. So it is Ali Hazelwood's debut paranormal. We knew she was going to stick the landing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that's partially why I hadn't read it yet, is I was just like, oh yeah, of course that's going to be great. And then I moved on.
Yeah.
Because there were mysteries to solve elsewhere.
It's one of those things where, like, I've really enjoyed her STEM novels, like Love Hypothesis, and then, like, all of the little novellas, and, like, they're just so fun. And they're clearly written by somebody who knows STEM.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just, oh, what a delightful romp. This was just so fun. Okay, listener, we jump right fucking into this marriage of convenience. We open up
at the wedding.
Oh, hey, Mel, just a logistics question. How long did it take you to figure out that the italicized part at the beginning of each chapter was from Lo's point of view?
0 minutes, because a male narrator does that part in the audiobook.
Wow, I feel like that's cheating. I was reading it and I was like, this is I thought they were quotes for some reason at the beginning. And I was like, man, what a pointed quote. I wonder what this is attributed to. Sabrina.
No, I got a leg up.
Sabrina, there's
leg up
nothing.
On that one. It's funny because
you're just dumb.
No, absolutely not. The first book is really interesting because the female narrator does all of the chapters, and then the male narrator only does the quote at the very beginning, and then he does the epilogue at the very end.
Epilogue is in his point of view.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, like, it's like a pointed choice to be like, you're going to do these parts, but we're not going to make it dual narration, where he pops in for everything that any dude says, you know? And then...
Oh!
I'm sorry, duet narration.
Yeah.
And then for the second book, it's fully duet, which I think is really funny. Actually, I would have been mad if the second book hadn't been a duet, because Teddy Hamilton is the dude. So I'd be like, I would also be mad. How fucking dare you?
Yeah, like, how... This timeline's already hard enough, okay? This timeline is part of me wonders how much of that was they weren't sure how the book would be. I wonder if the audiobook came out at the same time as the
I don't know.
And it would have been less expensive to do it as not duet narration, and I'm wondering if they were waiting to see what the reception to Ali Hazelwood transitioning out of.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Not out of, but like playing in some other
paranormal.
Playing in some other sandboxes.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the knotting to be. I should have expected this is a good example of our meters being broken, Melody.
Yep.
Because, like, the way people reacted, I was expecting him to have a goddamn hot air balloon in his pants.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was
normal stuff.
That is
just normal stuff
from the weirdest knot that I've ever experienced.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. But that's fine. That's really good.
No, it was really refreshing.
Transition.
Oh, it was refreshing
for Ali Hazelwood's audience in particular, like the core of her audience. I think it's a really good transition into the weird. So I really liked it. So look, we open up at the wedding, all right? And our heroine's name is Misery, which, wow, what a dick move. Like, these people hated her from the womb.
Yeah, like, boy, Misery is, I'm not gonna lie, I did have a, Darkness Dementia Way moment when her name was initially Misery. Is that a reference you don't understand?
I don't understand what that means.
Okay, I know for a fact that there are many listeners who clocked exactly what I was talking about the minute I said that. Kind of like Leopleurodon, which I'm still butthurt about the fact that I actually complained. I talked about that to Erica in Minneapolis about how you and Guest were like, I don't understand. And I was like, we all had very different millennial experiences. Mm-hmm. This is not Tumblr, Melody. This is, anyway.
Oh. I'm basically a Gen Xer when it comes to media.
I know you are. It just baffles me. It baffles me. Have you ever even heard of the fanfic My Immortal?
No.
Wow.
3 channels until I was like 15.
No, Melanie.
And I couldn't even do dial-up at my house for a really long time.
I get it. I just can't believe that somehow the knowledge was not like imparted via like
osmosis,
carrier pigeon or something.
Sure.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. I did have a moment though, but then we kept reading, and I was like, "Wow, her family really said fuck this girl."
You know what though? It's not even her family, because all she has is her dad and her brother. Her brother is a twin. No, it's also the council he sits on.
It's the council, but he's the head of the council.
Yeah, I think this chapter, maybe the next one, we find out that her dad didn't name her that. It was the council that all got together and decided on this.
Yeah, Melody.
But her dad's on it.
If you were on a council and you were basically the head of the council and they were like, hey, so we want to choose to name your daughter Misery, and she murdered your mother via childbirth. Yeah. Or murdered her mother, your wife, via childbirth.
Not his wife. That's the other thing. He didn't even care about that bitch.
They have the most fucked up form of non-monogamy.
It's like the Clickanian series, basically. Except they don't do it with formal marriage. They just fuck.
Your steel trap continues to... I'm sitting here going...
Victoria Outline.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically that. Because their birth rates are super low. Vampires. So we've got a whole society. Everybody knows about each other to the point that there are like warring factions, essentially. And they've got territory. So she is part of the vampires. There's humans and there's werewolves.
Because there's a point where they're in California, so it's clearly...
I think it's Southern California. Or maybe it's Northern California.
No, because I guess the Northwest Territories would be... How do you pronounce his name? Ken? Coon?
Cohen.
Cohen, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the Southwest Territory, but I think most of it takes place like in
Los
maybe
Angeles or San Diego
or like maybe Nevada or something like that. Because, no, I think it is something like that because he says we're going to go to California when they take that trip.
Okay.
So I think they're probably in like the Nevada-ish area, I guess.
Okay.
But it's forested, so maybe it's like Schmidaho? Like really lower Schmidaho? I don't know. I don't know where it is.
Colorado, maybe? Or like Wyoming-ish?
That's north.
But they're the biggest pack in the North.
That's true.
North America, so like they could span
It does feel very Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just curious because when they mentioned California, that's when I clocked, oh, this is taking place in our world for all intents and purposes.
Yep.
Anyway, the point is...
It's like an alternate timeline.
Yeah. We have so much knowledge, but at the same time we don't because we are entirely in Misery's point of view. Mm-hmm. And to give a little bit of backstory on Misery before we launch in, because otherwise I could see Melody and I spending way too much time on of this as we're learning it in the book.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing that the vampires and the humans, they were in an
alliance.
An alliance. And the way that they kept that alliance from falling apart is they would
trading collateral.
They would trade children. It was the collateral program. It lasted 10 years per child until they aged out of the system, essentially.
And for the vampires, it had to be a child that was closely related to somebody in high power.
Same thing with the humans, because the kid, like all of the kids are important to the human side of situations as well. And the whole thing was, hey, don't start a war because otherwise we're going to kill your kid.
immediate slaughter.
It was it was basically premeditated hostage trade.
Yeah.
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 That's fucked up.
Sure.
There's a lot of they're rough. So she knew from like being a wee one when she was like 5. She found out like, oh,
It's gonna be May, is what she said to herself.
Okay, Justin. So then she. Oh my God, Melody.
Also, I just want to make sure listener understands like what dickbags they are to her from the beginning, from like her emergence from the womb. Her name is Misery. Her brother's name is Owen. Like it's not even. It's so fucking random. Anyway, so she ends up being collateral for 10 years. And then since that time, she tried to go back and live with vampires, but all of them treat her like absolute dirt. Like she's a
they
cast
call her
off.
Human fucker.
Ugh.
They are so mean to her.
They're so mean. Especially when like she was the one keeping them safe. Like it seems like this should be like a great honor. Like you should be treated like a hero coming back, if nothing else.
Well, and there's a scene at one point where we see from her point of view the next child that's replacing her, and the child is basically automaton, like definitely brainwashed into this, but like the child is like, oh, I don't mind being here. This is an honor. And she's like, oh, kid.
Oh, babe. Well, I mean, but also at one point her dad is like, yeah, I had to make that choice between you and Owen, which one was going to be going to collateral. And like, you were always just a little weirdo. You know, the kids always tried to be your friend and it never quite worked out because you're such a fucking weirdo.
So I'm just going to ship you off to the humans so you can be weird with them instead.
Yeah. So when she came back, she gets treated terribly. None of her family really seems like they want to engage with her at all anyway. So she spends all of her money, because they get like a trust fund for doing this 10-year, exchange program, essentially. And she spends all of her money to get
incredibly kind way to describe what this is.
Yeah. Politically correct, if you will. So she spends all of her money to get fake human identification, and she starts filing down her fangs.
I gagged.
She has to file them down weekly.
As somebody who has had a broken tooth and had the nerve of my tooth exposed.
Ooh, yeah.
All I could think was, there's no way that she's not. Well, and like she says that the first time she does it, she basically goes into a seizure.
She starts seizing.
Yeah, like, oh my God.
And then she just kept on doing that for like 15 years. So now she's been living...
Listener, she's 25. It's been 7.
Oh, I thought she was I guess she wasn't doing it while she was in the exchange
they knew she
program.
was a vampire.
You're right.
It wasn't until she turned 18. By the way, of note, her best and only friend in the entire world is Serena, who was essentially a forced proximity best friend, and they're just lucky that they got along because they basically found a fucking orphan human and turned her into a pet human for the collateral vampire bitch.
Yeah, because she was acting out and, being a normal child with this horrific situation, knowing that at any moment...
We're gonna get her a pet.
Yeah, and so they got her like an emotional support human. And
oh my God, he was an emotional support human.
It was.
Bananas.
It's crazy. But they have like this sisterly bond. They each refer to the other one as their sister.
Yes.
And so right now, all we see is her doing this wedding. We don't know why. We don't know to whom. We don't know any of that. And then as we're like getting ready with her, she's getting like her nails done and she's getting like her makeup and stuff. And people around her are talking about the marriage. And we find out that she's marrying the alpha of the Southwest werewolf pack. And this is the first time they've done this in a super long time because...
Like over a century.
Yeah, because the last time they did it, they refer to the event as the Aster because,
the vampires
listener, vampires bleed purple and werewolves bleed green. And so the Aster was like green and purple and it was a slaughter. Like the werewolves showed up with a ulterior ending in mind, and they red wedding to them, essentially. So that's when werewolf and vampire alliances stopped. So everybody's like, they're the most dangerous because they're the strongest and they're the fastest and they're the biggest and baddest, the werewolves are.
Yeah.
And her brother, when he's walking her like basically to the, chapel or whatever, he's like, pull out of this. Say, don't do it. Don't do it. You've already done this once for us. Don't do it. It's the most dangerous thing you can possibly do. And she's like, too late. Here I go.
Yeah. So then we learn about the pre-wedding events as we
we'll
go back.
No. I'm so sorry, listener. Importantly, we get her walking up to the altar, okay? Her groom is not looking at her. He's like doing important things with like the groomsmen or something like that. And then finally, when he looks at her, he looks so like with contempt. And Misery says, I can deal with his disappointment because I've been training for it my whole life. It doesn't matter to me anymore because I've just made myself completely apathetic to other people's approval. It was so sad. But yeah, the way that she like walks us through how she's trained herself her whole life to be apathetic to other people's disappointment is so telling. Like it was such a beautiful way to show us who she is and what she's been through, basically. And then when she gets up to the altar, she notices that the groom like takes a breath and then he's like, it tenses up really badly. And then something happens and nobody moves. And then it leans forward to be like, hey, bud, even if you don't like me, like we should probably get this over with. But her kitten heel catches in a cobblestone ? And she like falls down and he catches her, okay? And he catches her right around the waist and he pulls her up close to him. And he's like, why the fuck do you smell like that? And then end chapter.
Melody, is this immediately when you knew that he was her mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When I was reading this, I was like, I wonder how long it took for like somebody who's not used to mate mechanics to clock this. Cause like I could definitely see somebody who just isn't. It was so obvious, especially for us, how often do you and I fucking scream about his sniffer? He sniffed her and she smelled like, and I was like, man, what innocent baby. I know. You know what, listener? Actually, none of our listeners would have been shocked by it either.
Not even close.
Listener, ask your
Unless
friends.
you're new. Hey, this is kind of a weird episode to jump in on because we're maniacs. But if you're new because you came here thinking about wanting to hear The Bride. Hey, girl.
God, Melody.
Yeah.
I have a present. I bought you a present in Minneapolis and I just remembered I forgot to ship it to you.
Oh, that surprises me so much, Sabrina.
No, I literally talked with Erica about it. I was like, we should go to the the post office before we go back to the hotel because otherwise I'm going to forget to send this to Melody. And I just realized that we did in fact not do that, which means you'll get it sometime in the next
20 years is going to be fine.
2 to 24 business months. I may actually go to the post office today because I do also still need to open up that P.O. box. Oh, hey, listener, we're about to have a P.O. box. It might already be a thing that you can send things to.
Who knows?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing that. We get off of here and I'm going to go and I'm going to do a P.O. box and I'm going to ship you your thingy.
Are you also going to ship me the stickers and the Mardi Gras beads and everything else?
If you think
the
I know where if you think I know where that is in my house right now, that is
hilarious.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Anyway, so when we go into chapter 2, it's 6 weeks prior, and we're getting the backstory because she's just at her normal human job. She's a white hat hacker, and that's like what she does for this place. She goes in and she like breaks down their firewalls to be like, build it better, bitches. And all of a sudden, her dad's, like, right hand, his head, guard
Did
lady.
you say that this is a flashback?
I said it's 6 weeks prior.
Okay.
And so the head lady comes in and she's like, you're being summoned. And Misery is like, this isn't rare. This is unprecedented. Like, in the 7 years that I've been away from vampire territory, my dad hasn't even called me, let alone summoned me. And so she's like, why the fuck? And Vanya is her name. And she's like, I don't know. You gotta come to find out. And then she outs her as a vampire to the whole office. And they go like running and screaming out of the emergency exits. And so she's like, God damn it. I liked this job just fine. And now I'm probably going to have to get a new one. Anyway.
You get a severance package in that situation.
Right? Like,
are you eligible for unemployment?
I mean, I think you just can never go back because that place cannot ask questions about why your dad is like a head honcho of Vampire Town if he's human. you know?
Just gaslight all of them. Be like, I'm not a fan. Look at my teeth. Do you think I file these down every day?
Talking about?
What are you talking about? It's fine. Just gaslight your workplace.
Like I said, it's just a sun allergy. It's fine. So we find out about vampire places, and there's like this skyscraper, and it's like modern and red, I think. I don't know. It's called The Nest. So we go up into there and have a whole meeting with her terrible, awful, no good, very bad dad. He's the worst.
That was a very cute way of, I love you.
I love you too. Yeah.
So anyway, they have this meeting, and then basically the dad is like, hey, so the really shitty governor that I like because he's basically Plato, he got voted out.
Yeah.
And so now we will no longer have an alliance.
And no longer have the collateral program.
And so we need to figure something else out to make sure that the wolves don't immediately nail all of us through the chest with a stake, And by the way, all of the vampire stuff lore and all of that jazz is not a thing in here. So that was just a joke.
The only thing is the sun.
Yeah.
And the purple blood.
Yeah, and it's not even, What? I'm sorry, is it classic vampire lore that vampires have purple blood?
Oh, no, I was just saying like vampire characteristics.
Oh, I mean, I would also argue that the teeth is a pretty big one.
That's fair.
And drinking blood.
Okay, well, got me.
It's not just purple blood and a sun allergy.
And a really slow heartbeat, but their hearts do still beat. They're not like dead. And they're 3 degrees cooler.
My God, I have a question for you, Melody.
Yeah.
Did you clock that she kept talking about her organism?
Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
What the fuck? Okay, hey, very politely.
Mm-hmm.
Allie. Can I call you Allie?
Hazelwood.
What the fuck?
What's in there? Yeah.
Because the fact that you have, you're a science, and so I suspect that you probably have a whole fucking wall of string notes behind you with the way that all of these things work.
Allie Hazelwood, everything's in file folders. Come on.
That's probably accurate. In which case, hey, what the fuck?
Can you go to the file labeled organism and let us know what's going on there? Because
it is stated.
It almost
sounded
like a parasite, like a cooey.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's a cooey, or it's like it's some kind of something that lives inside of them, but they're born this way.
But I think it's just like their vampire nature. I think I think they're just referring to like the vampire nature. Maybe.
Hey, we just Hazelwood. We have questions. If
it's just murky over
do you want to like hang out on like a Zoom sometime, and Melody and I can just badger you with questions, because I have a
invitation,
lot of them.
Allie. Open invitation.
I love an author info dump about their universe. So like, hey babe, we're here if you're interested. Anyway, so basically the dad is like, so we're looking at doing a marriage to the main wolfy boy. You ready? We're trying blah blah blah. And she's like, well, no, fuck you. By the way, this hot, sexy, boundary-setting bitch walked into his office, set a 10-minute timer, and then put her phone face up on the table and went, all right, go. And then every time he starts, like, hemming and hawing, she's like 7 minutes and 53 seconds. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, you boundary setting. Oh God.
I love it because he is trying to like slow roll this idea. And he's like, yeah, so we're looking for a bride. And she's like, I can't have been your first choice. And he's like, no, you weren't. Actually, you weren't even our second choice. We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. And she's like, that's Banana Town bonkers. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. Next time Vanya needs to come get me, like, have her do it at home so I don't have to redo my resume, all right? Go fuck yourself.
Actually, it's more like next time Vanya comes and gets me, don't.
Yeah. Lose my contact information. Lose my address.
Well, especially because apparently when she was collateral, he would come to visit her once a year. And then past that, he hasn't seen her in 7 years. She fucked off to the human world and he was like, all right, sayonara, daughter of mine.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you, dude?
Yeah. Then he's like, my 10 minutes aren't up as she's at the door. And her phone, I loved this, her phone immediately chooses that time to chime. And she's like, ooh, perfect timing. And then he's like, come on, we're like Morgan?
No, he says Moreland. And then she pauses and she's like, what? Who?
Yeah.
What's the name? And he says, Moreland. And he starts to explain and she's like, no. What's his first name? And he says, Lo. And then, listener, we get the mystery. Yeah. Which is her sister, Serena, has been missing. Mm-hmm. And for a couple of months a month at this point, which is unheard of. And then we end up getting a little bit more backstory that they had a fight. It's a little she's been a little bit squirrely lately. Everything's been kind of crazy. And then, and her only hint is a piece of paper ripped out of Serena's planner that says L.E. Moreland. And she's like...
So she hears that name and she's like,
fuck.
Oh, looks like I'm getting married.
Yeah, I don't really have a choice because I have to find my sister.
It's her only lead. She's exhausted everything else.
And so now it's time to do some personal espionage.
Ooh, she's a white hat hacker, remember? Mm-hmm. So she does all the things. She can't find him anywhere. He's nowhere.
I loved the way it was described because she was like, yeah, when Serena first went missing, I did a lot of searching and I knocked on a couple doors, and when I couldn't get in, I would pick the virtual lock, and then it got to the point where I was just knocking down walls. Mm-hmm. I was just big bad wolf, and the three little piggies had no choice.
Nothing polite about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then we go back into present day. She's at the reception of her wedding, and she finds out that the other person that's being traded, like the were person who's being traded, is the alpha's mate. And so she's like, oh God, this is awful. Like, he's going to hate me even more now because he doesn't get to see his mate for a year. So this isn't a 10-year one. This is a 1-year contract that she has to live in were territory.
I was fascinated. Hey, Allie, can I call you Allie? I was fascinated by the thought process of these people on how this would work. You know, you're getting married to but he has a mate. How did he come and say like, hey, this is my mate, but I'll marry your bitch for a year?
When you're a vampire, that makes sense because their birth rate is so low that they don't do not only monogamous relationships, they don't do relationships at all.
Hey, that's no longer a question. If I have a question limit, Allie Hazelwood, that's no longer a question.
She'll go through me first.
Melody did just answer that. Very, very perfectly. You're right. That totally makes sense. Right? Like, yeah, who gives a fuck about multiple? Especially because apparently the vampires know next to nothing about werewolves.
Which is weird. And, like, when did the library burn down? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't always that they were arch enemies.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, like, why aren't you, like, lusting for more info, you know?
They probably, anyway, I mean, they are, but...
Yeah. The other component that happened in Ware backstory is that they had a really, really ruthless leader for a lot of years. And then she finds out the only reason that this is even a possibility, this marriage, this treaty, is because a new alpha has come in and taken charge. He challenged the old one and won.
What was the old one's name? Because now all I can think is the word
Roscoe?
Robitussin, which I know is not right.
I think it's Roscoe.
Okay.
And so he is the new alpha, and he's doing things a different way. Like at one point, a bunch of vampire teens ended up in Werewolf Town, and everybody on the other side was like, oh, they're fucking dead. Like their heads are on pikes right now. And then like 3 days later, they came back after being lightly interrogated. So this is a weird thing, and she doesn't have any frame of reference for how this is done, what she should do, nothing. So as she's going down
she doesn't know anything about werewolves, but she also doesn't know shit about vampires because she spent her whole fucking life prepping to live with the humans, living with the humans as collateral, and then living with the humans to say fuck vampires because vampires have done nothing but said fuck misery since she was born.
Yeah. Yeah. So as she's going down the stairs, she overhears a conversation between her new husband and a couple of other pack members. And they're like, are you sure music gets really loud, she can't hear what they say after that? And he's like, do you think this is a mistake I would make? And they're like, no, Alpha, absolutely not. So there's something weird about misery, but she doesn't know what the fuck it is. And she thinks that she basically smells like a fish market to him. Because when he had this adverse reaction...
Listen, his wolf loves a fish.
Oh, God. Yeah. He wants to go spelunking in those fish bins. That's what he wants to do. It's a very cavernous fish market. We're fine.
I don't even know where to start with that. And I'm not going to because we just don't have time. We're not even past chapter 3 and we're 55 minutes in. But like, I have, hey, Melody. Can I call you Melody?
Please.
I have a lot.
It's actually Ms. Carlisle. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm so sorry that I was too familiar. Ms. Carlisle.
Thank you.
I like the Ms. What happened to Michael?
Oh, it's Mrs. Carlisle. Thank you so much, Sabrina.
That's hilarious. You're like, this is my professional name, Ms. Carlisle.
I need to appear available to all the HP
to all the potential suitors. Oh my God.
Listener.
Wow, that's fucking hysterical. Continue. Okay. I'm just gonna you know what? I'm gonna let you run with it. Go spelunking, babe.
Well, but she thinks that it's a bad reaction. She thinks she basically smells like, I don't know, cat breath or cat rectum or something.
I need her to read some more. I need her to read some more romance.
Right? Poor thing. She didn't even have that to tide her over in the human realm. So then she is like trying to hide, hoping that he walks away. And then as his seconds walk away, he's like, hey girl, I know you're up there. Why don't you come down?
I'm so sorry, Melody. I need you to back the fuck up for a second.
You're right.
He goes, Miss Lark?
Yes. I know you're there.
What is it about? I'm sitting here being way too familiar with both Melody and Allie. I'm sorry, Allie and Ms. Carlisle.
Thank you.
And then, because I'm just assuming that Allie Hazelwood has given me the go-ahead to use Allie.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought.
So he says Miss Lark, and Sabrina lost their mind about it.
Why is that so hot in a marriage of convenience where it's just so
starts so formal,
and they're like, Miss Lark. Oh, you know what? This is probably some flavor. This is some flavor Christian variation of calling a duke by their Christian name.
Because she has to give him leave to call her by misery in this next conversation. Yep, it's hot. So, anyway, he's like, they start dancing, and she's like, I'm really sorry. You're going to have to, live in my stench, I guess. And he's like, it's fine. I will handle it. It'll be...
Yeah, you seem like you're handling it real well, Lo.
Super casual over there, Lo. Yeah, and so he looks at her, dead in her beautiful face, and he says, so really, though, does your dad hate you? And she's like, what? That's a fucked up question. And he says, if you're going to be under my protection for the next year, I need to know things like that. Does your dad actually hate you? And she's like, oh, am I under your protection? And he's like, you're my wife.
You're my wife.
I'm a woman.
My lady wife.
My lady wife. Anyway, and so she's like, no, he doesn't hate me. I'm just like useful in ways that
okay,
whatever, man. No.
I love how real Misery was in so many scenes of this book.
Yeah.
Because, like, this was so, like, even if you've been sitting your whole life thinking, well, yeah, I think my dad kind of hates me. Somebody confronts you with that question directly, and you're like, no. How dare you mimic the little voice inside my head?
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
wrong? Yeah. Why are you saying the quiet part out loud, Lo? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's an inside thought.
And so he's like, well, he sent you off to live with your arch enemies when you were a child.
Your name is Misery.
Your name is Misery. And now he's married you off to head werewolf, and that's like the most dangerous thing you can do. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'm a woman with agency. I made this choice. I decided to say yes to this, which is true because of Serena. She's like, maybe you should treat me like I am a woman with agency. And he's like, you know what? Noted. Fine.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
And then as they're talking, there's a glint. Oh, I think he like gets close to her and maybe like gets in her ear, maybe. And he says something real low in her ear. She thinks he's going to kiss her. She doesn't. But she does get that whisper in her ear. And then when he pulls back, there's like a glint of metal. And somebody yells, "You vampire bitch!" And it doesn't hit her. And then she looks over to where the knife like nicked her neck a tiny bit. And Lo is holding the blade. And forest green blood is leaking out from his closed fist.
Uh-huh.
On
Super
this
hot.
blade.
Hey, Melody, I have a question for you that is going to inform how much of an issue we're about to have.
Uh-oh.
How many times have you read this book?
Twice.
That's
Only?
it?
That's it. I was
How
really
are we-
good. I didn't start
Melody.
until yesterday because I really didn't want to overdo it.
Melody, we are 1 hour in. And I'm pretty sure that this is the end of chapter 4.
Well, I wouldn't know that. I don't take notes, Sabrina. That's really your territory, okay?
That's how I know that we... Melody, this
Sabrina,
is gonna
I
be
think you should stop being subtle. What would you like to say to me, to my beautiful face?
I'm saying it's both of us, really.
We gotta
How the
pick it
fuck-
up.
We have to fucking... We got a motor, bitch. We are fucking... Oh my god. We're never gonna... Is this a
know.
two-parter?
I don't know. Let's find out, shall we?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not opposed to it. So, anyway, yeah, he saves her at the wedding, and then I don't remember. I think he says something really sexy after he catches that blade, doesn't he? Sabrina, this is real low and growly and sexy or something, and then he walks away. Oh, I remember what he says. He's holding the blade away from her throat. Everybody else is like, the security finally jumps in because they're incompetent bullshit assholes. And then he goes, you know what? I think we should steer clear of each other for the next year. And then walks away as blood trails behind him on the ground.
By the way,
Okay.
at this point, she has acknowledged that he also smells real good. His
Oh my
blood,
God.
There's some siren song about the blood
Tasty.
of this alpha boy.
Yeah.
So she basically gets moved into the wolf house.
Yeah, the Alpha's house.
Yeah, and so she ends up in the adjoining, very much like a duchess's chambers, like the adjoining bedroom. And then the first day that she is asleep, because she's nocturnal. And so she's sleeping during the day. She gets woken up in the middle of the day because of like some child like talking at her,
and
she's
poking
like,
her a little bit.
What the fuck is happening? And it turns out Lo has a sister named Anna who previously was the occupant of this bedroom, connecting bedroom, and she got moved across the hall, and she has a lot of questions about that. And so obviously the best solution to get answers is to use the spare key and go wake up a stranger.
Yeah, confront the source, you know what I mean? And so, and I love this because Anna is 6, all right? And so she's a little cutie pie, and she processes things like a child. It's very cute. And Misery has absolutely no fucking time for this. There is no like, oh, I'm talking to a child, I'm gonna like get it together and like be kind. She's like, why are you in here? Anna's like, doesn't take her seriously at all, just keeps on asking her questions. And then she's like, wait a second, is Lo your dad? And that's when the caregiver walks in, Juno, and the caregiver's like, you better not ask about the Pax family because so many were killed by leeches like you, basically. And like, stay away.
Meanwhile, Misery's like, look, dude, I get it. I am a vampire, but like, bro, they haven't been any nicer to me. The only difference is that I'm not dead.
Yeah. And also, I did not initiate this conversation whatsoever. I was, in fact, getting my beauty sleep, and then this was brought upon me, forced upon me. I didn't approach Anna.
Also, of note, this child had to go find her in the closet to wake her up, because Misery is sleeping in the closet to be away from the sun. She's made like a little nest. Nesty nest.
So then she gets like a tour of the place afterwards. It's beautiful. And they've decided to have a whole fridge dedicated to her blood bags.
Yeah. Which 1000% there's no way that they didn't do that for any nice reason. It's exclusively because they're like, keep that gross vampire food away from our food.
Yeah.
But which, like, frankly, that's fair.
It's fine. You know, they're still giving her cold storage. You know what I mean?
We're just saying, all I'm saying is that this was not a thoughtful, this was definitely from a fuck you perspective.
Yes. And it could just be like a mini fridge or a wine fridge because she only eats 1 bag of blood a day. And they give her like this entire gigormous fridge that's basically empty except for the couple of bags in there. So anyway, the wearer who is walking around and showing her everything, Alex, is adorable, and he's terrified of her. He absolutely terrified.
Is so cute. I'm obsessed with Alex.
I know.
Hey,
I want him to have a book.
Hey, Allie, if I can call you that. He's Hazelwood. Can we have an Alex book?
Please.
I'd also like a
set
Mick
like
book.
5 years in the future.
I really just need this to be just a sprawling series where every one of these people finds the love of their life.
I also want Owen to have a book.
I want Owen's books. There's no fucking way that Owen is not book 3.
I love it.
Way that Owen is not book 3.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to get my hopes up, okay? I will just be delightfully surprised when I find out who the 3rd book is about, if there is a 3rd.
So she's essentially under lock and key in this. Like, she's not allowed to go anywhere, and she's not allowed to go anywhere without an escort. And she's like,
she has full run of the house right now. She has full run of the house. Just don't go into Lo's
after.
Yeah, don't go into Lo's bedroom or his office or like I guess Anna's room. But otherwise, like, you know, this is your house to do as you please. And so she's like, "Oh, okay, where is the office?" And he's like, "Around this corner and blah-de-blee." And so she's like, "Okay, well, thank you so much for the tour, Alex. I'm going to go."
It's not that she's under lock and key. It's not that she's being watched. It's that she's not allowed to have access to anything, any kind of communications, any kind of like get them out softwares.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So as she's going around, she finds the hallway to the office, and then she hears a man behind her who's like a little bit younger than her, she thinks. And he says, "Oh, there you are." And she finds out very quickly that this werewolf hates her, hates all vampires, hates the fact that they have any kind of alliance whatsoever, and thinks it's wrong that his alpha has married Misery. And so she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go then, gonna try. And then he tries to attack her. So she uses self-defense back.
So to give some perspective, listener, and just so we don't dive too far into this, when Lo took over the pack, he challenged the current alpha and won, and then won against all of his seconds and things like that. There was a group that did not like that. They're the loyals now. And so they're basically anti this new alpha. They want to go back to the way that things were. They don't think that they should end up with alliances with humans or vampires or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he suspects that all of this is being headed by the wife of the previous alpha.
Yep.
And so while all of this other crazy shit is happening, for Lo, there's already this underlying insurgence within his community.
Yeah, there's werewolf machinations too. So as she tries to get him to leave her alone, she goes on the offense and basically pins him against the wall and like shows her fangs to be like, I am super dangerous, don't fuck with me. And of course, that is when Lo and Juno, one of his seconds, walks in and sees her like that. And so Juno's like, get off of him, and grabs the kid. What's his name?
Max.
Matthew? Max? Yeah, grabs Max. And then he asks her what's going on. And, he asks what's going on. And then Max says, she attacked me. She's just like, oh man, she was so bloodthirsty and it was terrible. And I was so afraid of her fangs. I was so afraid.
And meanwhile, Misery is like,
come the fuck on.
You're a lying little bitch.
Yeah, come the fuck on.
In what world, smack dab in the center of werewolf territory, in my first day, am I going to walk up to some young turd and step on him? Right? She's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. And he takes her to the side and asks her what happened. She gives him all of the information. And then when Juno walks in, she says, and then, he said something about, the alpha shouldn't be married to me or whatever. And then Juno is like, don't you say that this kid is a loyalist. And she's like, I'm not. I don't even know what the fuck a loyalist is. Can I just go to my room, please? Oh my God, no, hang on. It's so fucking funny because I highlighted that goddamn quote because it was so fucking... Almost all of my quotes were moments that had me just giggling.
Man, though, in some of these scenes, the sexual tension... I found myself, normally I'm fine with audiobooks out in the wild, but with this book in particular, there were times when I realized I had been standing with, the spatula halfway back to putting it away or something like that. I was standing just completely stock still in the middle of the room, in the middle of a task, just mesmerized by this sexual tension.
Allie Hazelwood does have a knack.
Yeah.
For a sexual tension.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It was so funny, though, because Juno says, if you are trying to imply that Max is working with the loyals, I'm not, because I have no idea what the loyals are. Max is not a loyal. Sure. He's not a brook trout either. I'm not making any ontological claims on him, but he did attack me.
Yeah. I don't know what you want from me. You asked me what happened. I'm telling you what the fuck happened. Oh, and then she goes, it's so weird. The assassination attempt I'm very familiar with. It's the lying afterwards that really has me confused. And that is when she's like, okay, now I'm on lockdown. She starts having an escort wherever she is, and she doesn't see him for the next few days. Oh, and he tells her no more of this aggressive behavior to any of the wares. And she's like, damn, okay, I'll just let them have their fun when they come to murder me or whatever. Fine.
Well, he's like, I'm trying to protect you.
Yeah.
This is for your safety.
I loved it though, because I don't know when we finally find out his rationale, but when he finally tells her, he's like, I just don't want to come home to my wife in pieces and one of my people in even more pieces next to her. Because in his mind, she definitely wins, but she's beat up. It made me really happy.
So during all of this, she meets a couple of the seconds. She has a tail on her, essentially. But this entire time, she's getting closer to Aunt Anna. Because Anna, they took away her spare key to her old bedroom, but now she's like breaking in through the roof. And like, it's so cute because Misery at one point is like, is this what it's like having children? As she like watches this kid spider monkey back onto the roof out the window. And she's like, just like living in constant terror that they're going to kill themselves. Like, this is terrible. And also, like, what are these do I care about this fucking child?
Yeah. And like, why, what about me says like warm and fuzzy and approach me anytime and come sit on my lap? Like, I don't know what it is. Yeah. It's very cute.
It's very funny.
There's also, so there's Mick, there's Cal, there's a few different seconds, right? Mick is the one that has a big scar on his neck, and he's older. He's like probably 50s, I'd say. And he's the only one that's like nice to her.
He's also the only one who was also a second to Roscoe.
Yes.
Which is important.
Yeah.
And also his family and his 16-year-old son or something like that.
His mate.
I thought that this had happened years and years and years ago, but by the end of the book, was it fairly recently that his mate and his son were killed in an altercation?
I think it might have been a couple of years ago.
It was years and years and years ago?
I think so.
Oh,
I think
God,
they just...
okay.
Yeah,
that's gross. Well, you'll understand why that's gross in a little while, listener.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
So, as she looks out of her window, she sees a barbecue happening. And she's like, this is weird. Vampires don't, like, socialize. Unless they're strategizing political moves, they don't socialize whatsoever.
Oh my God.
Vampires sound like they suck.
The vampire culture is...
Not. It's a culture.
No, it's not. It is... It's just... There are some people
Sad.
who would
It's
probably... there are some people who would probably thrive in a situation like what they have going on. But, like, I would also file my teeth to live with the humans in that instance. Like, I don't... And can you imagine living with the humans for a decade and then going back to that? Like, oh my God, I would also spend my whole trust fund to...
Absolutely. No, Misery makes a lot of sense. Like, everything like lines up. So as she's looking down on this gathering, she's sort of like... She's like, oh, well, I can't go out anyway because the sun is still too high in the sky. But I doubt anybody would want me there. So I'm just going to, like, you know, casually look, see what's going on, see what the clicks and everything are like. And then she sees Max bend down a little bit and start talking to somebody smaller than him. And when he moves, she realizes that he's talking with Anna. And she immediately gets like a little tingle in her lizard brain, being like, what? Something about that
her
feels
organism
wrong.
Brain?
Her organism. Yeah. Her organism is
tingling,
yeah. Coming after her.
I don't like that. Continue.
I don't like that. Yeah. And then Max takes her hand and starts going off into the woods. And Misery's like, nobody is watching this happen. And then she goes out to tell Mick because he's the one that is in charge right now. And he's not there. And so she's just like, fuck, I don't know what to do. She's wearing like a shirt maybe, and then like booty shorts and nothing else. But she doesn't have time to do anything else. She just like rockets out the door and tries to get in as much shade as possible. But all of her skin is on, like tingling on fire, basically the worst sunburn ever.
I was just going to say, it's like if we fell asleep in the sun and then woke up 8 hours later, except for her, it's instantaneous.
Yep. Yeah, and so she starts running through the forest trying to find them, and she's getting like burrs in her feet and stepping on pine cones and stuff. But she's like, I have to make sure Anna's okay. So she's like, Max, and she's yelling at him. And Anna turns around when she finally catches up, and she's like, oh, what does she call her?
Murissy.
Murissy, yeah. And she starts coming toward Misery, and Max just at that point, all pretense is gone. He just grabs her and starts like running away. So
and
Misery's like, what the fuck?
Pop out of the forest in
Yeah.
full wolfie form because it turns out this was a sting operation, listener.
And so it's like flip chapter, and one of the wolves is looking at her as she's like trying to pick shit out of her feet. And he's like, is it like a you thing or is it a vampire thing to like stick your nose in all the business you shouldn't? She's like, guys, like I really thought I was protecting Aunt. God, you're so mean.
Maybe if you had kept me like halfway in the loop, then we would. Oh my god! And then one of the fucking wolf assholes is like, so like what? How'd you even see it happening? Were you just like creeping up in your Tower of Doom, staring at us? And she's like, yeah, what the fuck else am I supposed to do? Like,
I'm stuck there. What the fuck?
Maybe you should have a party in my backyard, okay?
Right.
If you don't want me to watch you have a hootin' galootin' good time.
Yeah, and like I can't go on the internet. I don't have a phone. I can't do anything else. Like, whatever. So then Lo comes in and Max is tied to a chair. And he comes over and he's like, why did you do that? And she's like, well, you know, Anna's like annoying or whatever, but she's nice to me. She's the only one who spends time with me.
Unfortunately, Lo Moreland, I care, okay? Is that what you wanted to fucking hear?
Yeah.
I have a single feeling in this cold husk of a soul.
Yep. And it is for Anna. So they're talking about torturing Max to get answers out of him about like who he was working for, where he was taking Anna, because that was the thing. She thought nobody was watching. Turns out everyone was watching, and they were going to follow Max to see where he took her and who he gave her to. So he's like, I won't tell. And they're talking more and more about torturing him. Lo like moves closer to him, and she's like, whoa, wait. I can help. Like, you don't have to get the nippers out or anything. I can help.
The nippers.
Yeah. Get those put them away. Put the nippers away. All right?
Yeah, then she's like, don't do that because I can help. And then she does.
I have one vampire skill, she says.
Like all the things everybody thinks vampires can do and I specifically can do, I cannot. I'm a bad vampire, but I can really kind of shittily do the one thing, the one fancy thing. And it's because of
Serena. Serena let her practice on her. She demanded that she practice on her so that she could get like some kind of experience. And it's that they can do
the thrall.
Thrall, thank you. They can do a thrall.
The scientific explanation behind it was so fucking cool.
That's the biggest reason I want to know more about the organism, because I didn't see the scientific reason coming.
Yeah, I didn't either. Apparently, the reason the vampires can thrall, and she can only do it by touching them, is because they have a specific extra nerve in their eye that makes some aspect of it like vibrate in a way that can hypnotize the person that they're putting in a thrall. And I was like, I can't believe you just scienced vampire thralls.
I loved it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she like gets him, she's like, hold him still, because I really like, they need to be immobilized in order for me to do this, and I need to like be touching part of them for it to really stick.
Oh my god, no, she doesn't even say that yet. She goes to touch him, and then Max spits on her, and Lo is right there and grabs this kid by the face, and he's like, what did you do to my wife?
Yeah. And then he's like, apologize. And Max is like, sorry, I guess. And he goes, do you accept? And she what does she say? She says like,
the spit?
The spit?
And he's like, no, the apology. And she's like, oh, yeah, I mean, sure. It was
so
duper
spontaneous.
sincere.
Yeah.
With you grabbing him by the throat. Yeah, sure, whatever. Hold him still now.
Yeah. So once she has him thralled, she looks at everybody else, ready for them to just like jump into interrogation mode. But they're just like, holy fuck balls. I thought that was just an old wives' tale, you know? I thought that vampires wouldn't really be able to do that. And they're asking her more questions than him. And she's like, he's not just going to spill. You have to ask him questions like, who are you working for? And then Max, from the chair behind her, he's like, I don't know who I was working for or whatever, starts answering.
She's like, you have 10 minutes, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't last a super long time.
So they usher her out of the room, and now she's in her room, and this is the first time in a hot minute that she has been unsupervised because everybody is in there talking to Max.
Oh,
and so she is like, it's time for me to do a little heisting. And so she basically breaks into his office because she's
bedroom. Bedroom, babe. Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. And this was another moment where she did that and I went, babe, his sniffer's real good.
You have not read enough Were-Romance.
His sniffer, and also, like, you go and walk in there and you think he's not going to register that the room suddenly smells like fucking sulfur. Bad,
right.
Like extra bad sulfur. You think that he thinks you smell like the most cavernous, would you say, spelunkable fish cavern ever?
Sure.
And you think he's not going to immediately clock that you've been in there with your grimy little vampire hands touching on everything?
Touching every
girl.
And so she finds in his desk, the only locked drawer holds a bunch of sketches that he's done because he's an architect by training and he only came back to be the alpha because he was basically forced to, because the old alpha was like a maniacal, terrible, abusive dickbag.
The old alpha killed him and Anna's mom.
Yeah.
And then he got the call before his mom was even dead, and he dropped everything to come back immediately. And he gets back, it was less than 12 hours later. His mom was already dead, and Anna was with his buddies, and they were keeping her safe until he could get there. And that's when he was like, okay, it's time for me to take the helm. It's time for a little bit of a mutiny. Because he was sent away when he was young, because he has always given big alpha energy, and the old alpha knew that. And so the old alpha was like, and he knew it, and he knew that Lo knew it.
Yes.
And so the Roscoe sent him away to live with the Northwest Pack. That's how he knows Cohen so well. And he just stayed away to kind of keep the peace.
He was sent away at 12.
Yeah. Can you imagine having big enough energy that a fucking like middle-aged person is like, you're too powerful.
Yeah, a 30-year-old man looks at a 12-year-old and is like, I need proximity from you.
If I was that
I need distance from you.
That would go to my head so fucking bad as a youth. I would have been a terror. Oh yeah? You think I'm afraid of you? A 30-year-old fucking badass
loser
is afraid of me. You're a loser!
Yeah.
Also, you're a loser, old man.
Yeah. So she touches everything, and then she gets into a drawer, finds all of his sketches, and a lot of them are architectural sketches, but then one of them looks like a very emotionally drawn portrait of her.
It's
and
charged.
She's like, and she's like the sharp angles of the strokes and stuff. Like, it's obvious that he just like hates me, and that's why he's drawing me late at night by himself in his room.
Yeah, more like he hates how hard you make his dick misery.
Yeah. Oh boy. That's where we're going to stop for today. We'll be back tomorrow for part 2 of this book. And remember, it's gonna be 4 parts total, including next week's episodes. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomespodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you tomorrow.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.